watching me from the depths below. A haunted grave where shadows grow. Deadpit is watching me with eyes so cold. They're watching me now.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of Deadpit is Watching, as we review some of the most iconic films and some up-and-coming films that are not that iconic either. But I am Uncle Bill.
And I am the creepy Kentuckian, if you will, Bulls, and I'm getting fired up. I'm getting all fired up, baby. Gonna watch some movies and talk
How
about
you doing,
them
baby?
at the high school.
We're going to be at South Florida, baby.
Lots of stuff, though. I think we got a grand total like 7 different movies from, it spans all across a variety of different genres. And Uncle Bill, I think you're kicking it off, right?
So let's kick it off with this masterpiece right here from Seven Films. Delicatessen. Now, I didn't realize this when we got this, man. For some reason, I thought this was new. I thought this was like brand new. This is 1991. This film came out. I was like, what the fuck? So, a couple things about this movie right off the bat. It's French, which I did not know that either going into it. And I didn't really feel like watching a French artsy-fartsy fucking film and reading subtitles.
They didn't do any dubs for it. Back in 1991, you would think they would.
If they may have, but I was just watching it with the subtitles on, unfortunately. So, I don't know what it is about films like this, but I just have a hard time personally getting into films that have this kind of black comedy. I don't know what it is. European style black comedies, especially from around this time period, never clicked with me.
I think that who had released it before? Like it was on DVD.
Yeah.
I think like Blue Underground maybe, or one of those companies released it before. I remember the cover distinctly, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie.
It doesn't say on here who released it on this.
This for the first time on 4K though, from Severin Films.
That's very true. And it does have a shit ton of special features. So if you know this movie already, then you're looking for like the definitive version of it because you like it. This is perfect. Do you know who Terry Gilliam is, though?
The name sounds familiar.
He directed several cult films from the 80s, and trying to remember exactly what they all were, but I'm blanking on them right now. He was really well known for a particular style of comedy that was like British dark comedy. He was part of the Monty Python Flying Circus.
I think that's where I heard the name. Yeah, he's part of Monty Python. Yeah.
That's what I was. So he directed The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He directed The Fisher King, 12 Monkeys, a bunch of films. But he's a very odd and eccentric guy. And this is a very odd and eccentric fucking movie. It's a black comedy based on this butcher shop that's run, and it's a post-apocalyptic France. So it's in the future. The apocalypse has come, food's in short supply, and they're trying to find new ways to like get food. And of course, like there's a butcher shop and where he murders people, and they're like a cheap source of meat to sell to tenants. So the problem with this is that he's murdering all these people, but it's not really anything threatening about it because it's a dark comedy. So they have all these weird like Evil Dead 2 shots of like the inside of people's heads and shit when they like get killed, and just weird point of view shots with the camera throughout this movie. It's really quirky and just a little bit too like, I don't know how, what you would,
too out there,
a little bit too out there for me. Like, you know how something like De La Morte is kind of like the perfect kind of out there movie. Well, this is like if you made that like a slapstick comedy and just upped everything up like 1,000 times, would be kind of like what this movie's like to watch. It's not that enjoyable for me. It's too much comedy and not really.
Doesn't it seem like we've reviewed like a ton of French movies lately, though?
I don't know why either, because I don't like a lot of them. Like I don't know what it is, but I just. Although there is one that takes place in France, we're going to be reviewing later that I liked a lot, but that's not It wasn't. I don't think it was made by a French director. I'll check it out.
But if you are a fan of Delicatessen, now this is kind of like the ultimate version to own, right? You want to showcase the
Well,
artwork
yeah,
again
like
there.
if you already like this movie, this will probably be like you cream your jeans for this. Disc one is the 4K with an audio commentary with the co-director Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Disc two is a Blu-ray with the interviews with co-directors Jean-Pierre Jeunet and Mark Caro. There's a featurette Fine Cooked Meats, which is the making of Delicatessen. Cochin's interview with co-director Mark Caro.
It's
The
something in
Tale,
French.
yeah, exactly. The Tale of Terry Gilliam presents Delicatessen, an interview with Terry Gilliam. Like tons of special features on here. 3 hours of archival special features.
Wow.
4K, which the 4K looks great. It always does in these 7 releases. This is just not my type of film. I don't think if you'd have seen it, it would have been your type of film either. I don't think that we're made for these these kind of like,
We're simple men here in Eastern Kentucky.
yeah,
Showcase the artwork there, though, so we can at least get the.
these eccentric style European films like this. I don't think that we're cut from the cloth of people that really enjoy those types.
Claudio Sardo.
But so here's a great kind of way to explain it. The most charming post-apocalyptic cannibal comedy ever made. That's pretty
It's a
much.
cannibal comedy.
Well, yeah, they're chopping up people and feeding them, and also eating themselves. So.
Cannibal comedy, because eating people is just hilarious.
Eating people's cool.
This was one that we had gotten sent from Lionsgate, who doesn't send us a lot of stuff, and they may send us even less after this review here. But
Damn.
man, like this, it was just something that was a curiosity for me, especially once I saw the back of the cover here, which I'll show you. Look at this. Look
Oh.
at that.
Oh my God.
Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg. Yeah, we're talking about.
He looks like
4K.
fucking.
Yeah.
Like, looks like Super Mario or something.
Flight Risk. This is Flight Risk, starring Mark Wahlberg, and probably the weirdest, like probably the strangest cast of a movie for this sort of thing that I've seen in a fortnight. Uncle Bill.
I can't wait to hear it.
This is a brand new movie, directed oddly enough by Mel Gibson, and I was like, they let Mel Gibson do mainstream movies still? I didn't know. I thought he was banned.
I think he's kind of back now. It's been long enough.
He's back and he's ready to attack. I think this one did decent. Flight Risk here in, I think it came out in January, and quickly came out here on 4K and Blu-ray. But yeah, Mel Gibson, this is the first movie he's made in nearly 10 years. I think Hacksaw Ridge was the last one from like 2016. He made a damn, 10 Lifetimes of Fortune with Passion of the Christ, and that came out a while back. So he really doesn't need to do anything else, but I guess he's just doing movies that, are a quick buck and are really stupid action movies. Flight Risk. Yeah. And doesn't require much thinking, And that's what this is. I mean, Mark. Hey, Mark!
Mark, baby.
Mark Wahlberg plays Daryl. He's a redneck pilot who is transporting an air marshal played by Michelle Dockery, who is also accompanying a fugitive, Winston, played by Topher Grace. Yes, Topher Grace is in this as the fugitive. To a high-profile
Grace, that fucking guy.
high-profile
Man.
trial, bulls.
We're going to
Yeah.
be talking about another guy that, like, I have no idea how he had a career, let alone like a career's like doing like leading roles. But Topher Grace is one of those guys too, where it's like, how the hell did this guy get famous?
How did he get cast in this role in this movie too? It's like, I haven't seen this dude in forever. Wasn't he on was it that 70s show or something?
Yeah,
like that
and
that
the
he was on?
last thing I really remember seeing him in, I think this killed his career, is that awful Spider-Man 3 movie where he's like Venom. And he's so bad in it that I'm pretty sure people were just like, God damn, we can't. If you can tank that franchise at that time, then we can't use you in movies anymore.
But anyway, it's kind of like a charter trip, right? But someone on the flight is not who they say they are, Uncle Bill. Now, Winston, Topher Grace, sticks out like a sore thumb in this. He is kind of the witness for this high profile case. Michelle Dockery's trying to protect him. You can kind of guess who isn't who they say they are, right? Without me giving it away. And it's kind of a paint by numbers sort of movie then. It is fucking ridiculous though. Like, it's a great plot for like a 90s action movie. But they totally it's way too cliche here, and there's nothing that's really that interesting that happens like action wise. It's like an action movie without a whole hell of a lot of action in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, sadly, there's a lot of those now. Did
So,
you like
yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's performance though?
Mark Wahlberg was amazing. His hairline in it was great as well. That looks so ridiculous too. It looks so fake. But yeah, I mean, they were definitely trying for like a 90s style throwback action movie with flight risk. But ultimately, like, it really just, like, it didn't work. And I think a lot of the people, if you look at the reviews of this, even the people that enjoyed it, it's like, yeah, it's not great. But, if you like stupid action movies, like, one that instantly came to mind was like Cliffhanger or something like that. Like, it reminds me of that sort of thing. Like, the entire movie takes place in this plane, pretty much. And the acting's not great. The cast is bizarre. Mark Wahlberg in this. Dude, what does he get cast in anymore? Anyway, I haven't
That's
seen
a
him in a lot
great
of stuff
question.
lately.
I don't know what the hell he's even doing now. Like, what was the last movie, like mainstream movie he was in?
Something I haven't seen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
I just
yeah.
don't give a fuck about Mark Wahlberg. I tried, but like I can't. He basically plays himself in every single role, so
He does. Like, he has this awful accent in this too. Is like a redneck, but luckily it was just him like acting. He was, he's the guy that's trying to kill out Topher Grace. Just go ahead and spoil it for you. But yeah, Flight Risk is out now from Lionsgate Home Entertainment
no.
on 4K. If it sounds like something you're into, check it out. There is Risk Management, The Making of Flight Risk, theatrical trailer, and yeah, there's a Blu-ray version as well. So if you want to split it with somebody and they get the Blu-ray, you get the DVD and the 4K or whatever it is, you can do it that way, or you can just not buy it, which that's probably what I would recommend. It's
What a fucking review. You probably just not buy it. And they fucking
yeah, it's not a movie that I would give my money for and be happy about it afterwards.
killer.
But Lionsgate, we appreciate them working with us and sending us at least this. And we may not get anything else from them, but I mean, I have to be honest. Flight Risk is a gigantic piece of shit.
Flight plan. Here's a movie that might be slightly better than that, but still goddamn. Well, I guess it has its pros and cons, but this is Trauma's Eating Miss Campbell.
Ooh.
So
You won't eat her eyes.
I can't even remember what the hell the last Trauma movie that came out was. That was
Is
actually
this a new Trauma movie?
2022 is when this was released,
Okay,
but
so
like
it's sort of new.
yeah, or when this was made. God damn, man, what a weird movie. First of all, so premise of this movie is kind of okay. The problem is they shove about 40 different plot lines into the movie. So, but the basic premise is that there's this high school student called Beth who is a vegan but is also a cannibal. And as she comes to find out, she's a vegan, but she finds out that she's a cannibal. because like
It's like a coming of age sort of
it
thing.
is, yeah, it is in that way. And then she has like a taste for human flesh that she finally like figures out, and so she goes around like eating most of like her the high school class of people she doesn't like. And at the same time this is going on, she runs into this teacher, Miss Campbell, who's an English teacher, and the teacher also is a cannibal, and they like form this lesbianic kind of like relationship,
Lesbianic.
lesbianic relationship that's also like based around like crazy cannibalism shit and stuff like that. Now, when I say that they jam about 40 different plot points in there, so there's that whole thing going on, and then there's another thing where there's this big contest called the All You Can Eat Massacre, where if you can like beat everybody in the school and all you can eat contest, then you get to have a gun and you can shoot students. So I'm not sure how that fits in, but the movie is about as I don't know, man, like eccentric as you can get. It's definitely a black comedy. It's British. It's got some decent gore effects in it, and the lead in it playing Beth, her name is Lindsay Crane. She's pretty good actually for like what this is. The problem is everybody in this movie is running around trying to make like sarcastic jokes and things throughout it, and like reference pop culture and reference other like horror films, and that's another part of it too that I didn't even get into. Another plot point of it is she's constantly trying to kill herself throughout the movie because she she realizes she's in a horror movie. She wants out of it, but every time she tries to kill herself, she ends up in another horror movie. That's one of the other like that's like the fifth plot device that's used in this
It's
movie.
like Happy Death Day.
Yeah, that's exactly what kind of what it's like, except reversed in a way because she just kept dying. This girl keeps killing herself.
Killed
Uh,
by death.
so by the time you get to the end of this movie, though, there's so much shit that's gone on, and it's a perfect trauma movie because they're just throwing shit at you 100 miles an hour, like one idea after another idea, one like goofy comedic setup after another goofy comedic setup. Like there's lots of blood, there's lots of gore, there's lots of nudity, there's like so there are parts of it where if you like that kind of B movie stuff that you would like it, but even for me, and I'm a pretty big trauma fan, this was just too much shit thrown into one movie. And there's too much going on in it. There's too many plots going on in it. And everybody is really trying too hard to put this idea over and like kind of act trauma esque, if that makes any sense. Like
Well,
they're just.
was this a movie that was actually made by Trauma, or is it one that they
I
just?
I don't know, honestly. Like
Yeah, because if you said it was British, then I'm pretty sure Trauma isn't going to be producing
no,
anything
no.
over
My
there,
thought is that this guy probably made this movie
and they're distributing
and
it.
they're distributing. But I remember like because I watched amazingly, I watched some of the documentary 7 Days of Hell, the making of documentary, and I remember him saying he never thought that this would get made. He didn't have the money for it or anything like that, and he didn't think any studios would pick it up. So I don't know if Troma financed it. I don't know, but it's such a it's a weird movie. There'll be people that like it. It has an audience for sure because it's just so kind of out there. I like I said, I just think it's like way too messy and convoluted and not well acted, and the dialogue is goddamn awful.
Not the best.
No. Um, that being said, there are a ton of special features on it, so let's bring that up real quick. The audio commentary, 7 Days of Hell, the making of documentary, which is pretty good. Deleted scenes, outtakes, a gore reel, B rolls, cast interviews, Fright Fest premiere, 1 hour of behind the scenes footage, introduction from Lloyd Kaufman, which Lloyd Kaufman in this introduction does not look great. I'll
Do you
say
have a
that.
dress on in this, or no? He was back there,
No,
so
no,
okay.
yeah, yeah. And music by Wheatus, the Black Halos, Twisted Hands, a lot of punk ish kind of bands. Uh, I don't know what I would say about this movie. I don't know if I could recommend this movie. I give it like a 3 or a 4 out of 10.
Three or four out of 100.
I kind of feel like if you know how trauma is about certain things, you know what this movie's going to be like.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's trauma. Like, I'm not a gigantic trauma fan anyway, so.
And it's like newer trauma too. It's like Poltergeist. It's that
Right.
vibe of
It's
just
like the Toxic Avenger remake, kind of.
God damn, I don't know if it's that bad. Fuck.
All right, so the next one I've got comes to us from Arrow Video. So, sorry, I'm going to have to digitally put the artwork up there, but this is a killer edition of this movie if you're a fan of this movie. Now, Uncle Bill and I know Rambo Raff are gigantic fans of Rennie Harlin's films. And this is probably one of, if not my favorite Rennie Harlin film. And it's been many years up until recently that I saw this. And the movie that we're talking about, of course, is A Long Kiss, Goodnight from, I think it's 1996. So we were in
Sounds
high
right,
school.
yeah.
We were in high school around this time. It'd been a long time since I'd seen this. The only thing that I vaguely remembered is that Gina Davis was hotter than love in this movie. And, yeah.
Ooh.
But the story of this movie is pretty interesting. It does star Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. It's one of the 747 movies that he did in the 90s. You almost forget, how much stuff that he did around this time. But Gina Davis, this is one of her big starring roles and definitely a departure from a lot of the other movies that she's famous for. We're talking about A League of Their Own, Thelma and Louise, even Beetlejuice. Like, this is different than all those. And I think she does a fantastic job in this. Her character in this is Samantha Kane, who is suffering from amnesia due to an unknown event that happened 8 years earlier. She now lives in this small town as a school teacher who is living the idyllic life with her young daughter and bumbling dumbass boyfriend. So after near fatal car accident, Samantha's memory starts to come back slowly.
Oh.
And she has a visitor from her past that also comes for a visit. And little does she know that she is like a killing machine, an assassin, right? Who nearly died 8 years earlier. She was believed to be dead. And now people that are out to get her are coming back, right? And Samuel L. Jackson is kind of like this shady, like detective, like small town detective guy that befriends Gina Davis's character. And that's how they kind of get involved together. And he is helping her. His name is Hennessy, which is a good name.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of helps her remember her past. There's a lot of cameos in this. Brian Cox is in this. David Morse. Slowly, her memory comes back and she becomes who she was before, which was the hitman, the killing machine. Her name was Charlie before, and she was the assassin that good with guns, knives, and everything, just a badass killing machine. And they try to figure out a way to balance Charlie with Samantha towards the end and take care of the bad guys. So there you go. It's kind of in the nutshell without giving it all away. But it'd been many years since I'd seen this. Many, many years. I can't remember. Probably 20 years or longer.
So this movie was not a success. I remember that because it was supposed to do way better than it did. But it underperformed quite a bit. I always liked it though. I always liked Gina Davis in this role. I thought her look in this was unlike any other look she ever had throughout her career. And it was probably one of the best presentations of her and as a badass. And it was the only film that I think she did like that, right? Where she's like an action star.
I think so, yeah. Traditional action movie, really. I mean, I think the thing that was lacking with this, too, is there wasn't like a great bad guy in this that typically, like these sort of movies, need one lead badass dude in this, culmination of, all that. And it's a 2 hour movie, too. I think that hurt it as well. I think it was a tad bit too long, but very well made movie. I think Gina Davis does a fantastic job in this. Samuel L. Jackson does a fantastic job as well. And visually, it's just a really well made movie. And I think it may have done a bit better on home video than it did in theaters, because I do remember seeing this in the video store quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. That's probably where it picked up most of its money too. But Gina Davis is super, super hot in this movie, and she's super in shape. She's doing kind of like the Linda Hamilton gimmick.
She's got a
She
hell of a
gets-
chest in this movie, too.
Yeah, she gets buffed up.
So this is the 4K debut of this, Long Kiss Goodnight, in limited edition form from Arrow Video. They've been doing some interesting ones like this, and we talked about Cruising earlier, and they did Demolition Man, and there's a rumor that they're doing before the end of the year TMNT 90 in 4K.
Oh, that
which
would be amazing.
Would be freaking huge, because it is like the 35th anniversary of that movie this year, so it makes sense for them to do that. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty great 4K. The transfer on this was amazing, man. There was parts in this that I was like, what the hell? This looks like a brand new movie, and it's loaded up with special features as well. It's a 2-disc 4K edition. Disc 1, you got the 4K with special features including DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track, commentary with film critic Walter Chaw. There's a brand new audio commentary with some more film critics, Drusilla Adelin and Joshua Conkle, the co-hosts of the Blood Hoss podcast. Have you heard of them, Uncle Bill? I haven't.
No.
They're film historians of some sort, I'm sure.
Of course they are.
Theatrical trailer and image gallery. On the Blu-ray, there is nothing but bonus features, including Symphony of Destruction, a new interview with stunt coordinator Steve Davidson, Long Live the New Flesh, a new interview with makeup effects artist Gordon J. Smith, Girl Interrupted, a new interview with actress Yvonne Zima, Amnesia Chick, a new visual essay. We love those visual essays here.
Yep.
From Josh Nelson. Mirror Cracked, a new visual essay from critic and filmmaker Howard S. Berger. These people, these essays. A Women's World, a new visual essay from Alexander Heller Nicholas, which is a very British name, and she knows her shit. Deleted scenes, archive promotional interviews with the director Rennie Harlan, Gina Davis, and Samuel L. Jackson. Tons of other stuff, archive stuff as well. This is a great one, guys. If you're a fan of this movie, this is the best this movie's ever going to get on home video. And yeah, it did come out recently from our good friends over at Arrow Video, so be sure to check it out.
Hell yeah.
I had fun with it. I enjoyed it.
You ready for a movie that's only known for one thing, and rightfully so? Are you ready for a movie that was written by legendary writer-director John Hughes? Are you ready for a movie that stars, this is the star, one of the most annoying leads I have ever seen in a movie? Then you're ready for career opportunities in 4K.
Look at that cover, though, man. They picked a good cover.
So what's killer about this cover, though, in this movie, is that when you put this in, the menu screen is this picture, but like this. That's the menu
They
screen.
covered that dude up.
Yeah. That's it.
Frank Wally or Whaley. Or
God
whatever.
damn, man. So the story of this, and we both saw this when we were kids. I know we did.
Yeah.
This is 1991. And to be honest with you, Jennifer Connelly in this movie is kind of like Phoebe Cates in the 80s. She is like the 90s version of like Phoebe Cates in terms of like in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She made that movie what people wanted to see because of that scene. And same thing with this. Like everybody remembers Jennifer Connelly from this movie. And after watching it again, rightfully so, because I don't think at any point in time ever there was anybody hotter than she was at this point in time. I think that we might have found the just ultimate hot lead actress, 20 something or however old the hell she was at this time performance here. Like, I think this is it. The problem is that's not what the movie's about at all. The movie centers around Frank Welly's character, who is like, he's like a horrible version of Ferris Bueller. That's
He's
exactly
full of shit, and
what
he
he
doesn't.
is.
Yeah, his character is all about convincing people that he's a bigger deal than he actually is,
And
and he sucks at it.
Yes, not only does he suck at convincing people, but he sucks in this role. Like everything about his performance was just so fucking annoying. He's just got the most punchable face, and like
Well, this was his. Was this his only starring role?
I hope so. I hope they watched.
'Cause,
Somebody
like,
watched this and was like, "Dude,
The only other thing that I could recall that he was actually in, and I can look and see, but like he was in a very small role in Field of Dreams, like a couple of years before this, as he was like a young baseball player or something in that, right? That's the only
yeah,
thing that I could
yeah."
remember him
He's
from.
been in a lot of movies. He was in like Red Dragon. He was in what was the other one he was in that's pretty famous too?
Broken Arrow,
He was in Broken Arrow. Yeah, I mean he's had bit
Pulp
parts.
Fiction. He was
Pulp Fiction.
Robbie
That's what I'm
Krieger in The Doors
Yeah.
movie.
So in Pulp Fiction, he's Brad, the one that Samuel L. Jackson ends up shooting in the probably like the most famous scene in the movie where he gives the speech and everything before he shoots him. Anyway, he's been in a lot. He's just not. He should not be in this role. That's one of the most miscast roles I've ever seen in my life. And you get the sense that like John Hughes was like, I want this to be like Ferris Bueller Gets a Job. Like that's what I want this movie to be like.
And they were also like, you could tell that they wanted to do something that was very much like The Breakfast Club or something like that as well. That was revolving around these two, like, because they're stuck in this Target, which I didn't even know Target was a damn restaurant. Or I didn't even know Target was a store, which Target is a restaurant as well. They used to be able to get hot dogs and all that good shit. But I didn't know that was even a thing back in 1991. I don't know if, not around here at least. But yeah, that he accepts this job as the cleaning boy for Target, where he spends, and this is his first night at work, correct?
Yes. And he gets locked in there by William Forsythe's character, who's like the boss, who's pretty good in it actually. And he gets locked in there, so he starts to fuck up everything. Like he takes all the stuff out, he eats all the like food that's in the rows. He like arranges everything in the whole store, like he's playing hockey and shit. It's goofy. And then like Jennifer Connelly is stuck in there because Jennifer Connelly is attempting to shoplift something because she hates her dad, who's like a politician of some kind or businessman or something, who's rich. She hates her dad. She's trying to shoplift to get in trouble. And so she gets locked in the store with him. And it's like his huge crush. And it would be anybody's huge crush, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But so the rest of the movie is the two of them being locked inside this Target. And then there's a whole subplot, which I fucking hate as well, with like Dermot Mulroney and these guys that are robbers that break into the Target and start like giving them shit and stuff. It's like, man, it's just so stupid. That's the best way I can describe it. Like the movie it's not funny. I didn't laugh really any
No, it's
throughout it.
really not at all. Yeah,
It's not entertaining even really.
there was two robbers though. Dermot Mulroney, who's also in a fucking I don't know how many damn movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
His brother was the other guy, Kieran Mulroney.
Yeah, I've never seen him in anything else.
I don't know if this may be his only role, at least of note.
But
Yeah.
and there's a big but to this, okay? So let me just say this. I think that you should watch and own this movie just for Jennifer Connelly because she is great in this movie. She has a weird, I don't know, like appeal,
Like a
charisma,
glowing look to her as
something
well.
about her, yeah. And
Wow.
it's just one of those once in a lifetime kind of things where, like a teen movie like this, something catches on, like somebody catches on, and they become like famous based off of like just their look or their performance, or their charisma, and that's what happens in this movie. So I recommend it for that. The plot and his performance, no, absolutely not. Some of the worst shit I've seen John Hughes do, really.
It's kind of cool looking in, if you're a fan of like 90s nostalgia and seeing a store in the 1990s with, like, I enjoyed that. Like, I found myself looking in the background at the store and trying to spot stuff, and the packaging and all that
Yeah.
from the items in 1990, 91 when this movie was made. But this movie, I had read about it, like, I don't know if too many people enjoyed this movie even screening it because it didn't get, like, it bypassed a lot of theatrical releases in many countries and just went straight to video. And yeah, it was not a successful movie. Over the years, the scene with Conley riding the mechanical horse has gotten many, many, many millions and billions of views. And so that's the big thing that this movie is known for. I don't
Yeah.
hate the movie. It's not a good movie by any means. It's a weird choice to come out in 4K, in my opinion. But hey, they're coming out with Stuart Little in 4K as well.
That's true. Honestly, though, I could never get past this guy's performance. Like I could never get because he's like 80% of the movie. Like you're following him around. So I mean, if you don't like him, and I hated him in this, like then you're just going to have a miserable time, really. Unless when you watch Jennifer Connelly, it's kind of. But anyway, she's not in it that much. She comes in about halfway through the movie.
Yeah, the director of the movie, Brian Gordon, mainly did TV shows. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Sin City Saints. He did the Bad Teacher TV show. Lots of stuff is still active up until recently. But yeah, not a whole lot of actual movies. This is one of the bigger studio movies that I think that he did. And yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it's totally watchable. I mean, it's something stupid to watch in the background or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like the John Hughes movie that he would like to forget about. And he did want his name removed from this movie. Is that correct?
I can totally see why. Yeah. Let's talk about the special features here real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Audio
The 4K.
commentary by director Brian Gordon. Audio commentary by Chicago Critics Film Festival producer Eric Childress. Crafting Criminals, the interview with actors Dermont and Kieran Mulroney. They got them both on here. Interior Night, director of photography Donald McAlpine on filming career opportunities, and a trailer. And this is in the 4K version.
Nice slip cover artwork there.
Probably
And
one of the most memorable covers, too.
I've got the Blu-ray version here, and a lot of those special features are not included. So those must be new for that 4K release. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of Kino to do. So yeah, that is
From
career
Kino Lorber
opportunities.
Films, y'all.
1991. All right, guys. So the last one that I have for this episode of Dead Pit is watching is one that I had heard people mention. I'm a big fan of ninja films, but there's plenty that I have yet to see. And this one was kind of infamous and had never really received a cleaned up special edition treatment on any format up until recently. Jesse over at Diabolic DVD has got a couple of different companies that he's doing these releases for. Cauldron Films, which we'll be talking about some of their stuff on the next show, and Neon Eagle Video, which they released a big box special edition of this movie a few months back, but this is the standard edition on Blu-ray from 1986, directed by Godfrey Ho. It's the Ninja Terminator, right? Hell yeah, look at that. Look at that artwork there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that badass with the blonde hair.
That 100% looks like something that I would enjoy.
One of the lead villains in this. So this is one of those action movies, ninja movies, that from the very first minute of the movie, you know what it's going to be and you know that you're going to love it. Lots of action, lots of hokey ninja fighting, and just stuff that's baffling that they put in there, but great as well. An easy way to describe this movie is if Revenge of the Ninja met Troll 2, and it'll leave you with Ninja Terminator, man. And I'm so glad that I watched this because I didn't really know a whole lot about it. I'd heard people mention it, and people were excited when the big box set came out a few months back. And the plot of this one is not very deep. I think, yeah, the story of this is you have 3 martial arts students who are competing to capture the most sacred artifact of all, the ninjas. This is the Golden Ninja Warrior. It sounds like something that'd be on NBC, right?
Yeah.
But it's this, I don't know, 4 or 5 different sections, and whoever puts the ninja statue together becomes invincible and uncontrollable force in the world of ninja. And the lead in this, the character's name is Jaguar. They said Jaguar though. Wong. Jaguar Wong. I guess he's a detective who's kind of investigating the Golden Ninja Warriors there, yeah.
That's a perfect name, yeah.
And he's kind of interfering in the affairs of, there's crime lords that want to get a hold of all of the sections of the Golden Ninja Warrior. And it includes this blonde-headed guy right there, right? I wish I had a better picture of him. But he's like the lead bad guy in this. It looks fucking ridiculous, right? It looks like he's wearing like a Barbara Mandrell wig.
He's like, cause I was country.
I was a ninja when ninjas
were cool.
It's very nonsensical. Each scene got a fight sequence in it. I don't know how many different fights Jaguar Wong got in this movie. Pretty much every scene that he's in is a fight. Like,
that's right. Jaguar Wong loves to fight like family.
It's just ridiculous. Like, he went in this jewelry shop or something like that and tried to pawn this watch. And the guy from the pawn shop comes back like 5 minutes later and said, "That watch was my brother. I must avenge his death now," or something like that, and start fighting him. It belonged to his dead brother. There's an American ninja in this too that wears camo ninja attire. He's a Ninja Master Harry.
Is it Michael Dudikoff?
And no, what was the guy's name in this? I probably can't read it on here, but it's some old dude. There's so much. They have like smoke bombs in this. They throwing stars. They have montage sequences where they're attacking watermelons with samurai swords. And the evil boss in this delivers messages to these guys, to Jaguar Wong and Ninja Master Harry, with these little toy robots.
Toy robot
that walk into the frame. Like, I'm not shitting you, like a little tiny, like, they bought it at a store. They bought it at Kmart in Hong Kong or whatever the hell they had. And yeah, that was how the Ninja Masters, or the that was how the evil ninja crime lord guys would deliver their messages with these little toy robots. And it's just fucking great, man. It's so ridiculous and stupid and fun. It's like the perfect movie. Like if you and I and Jared had watched this 15 years ago on tape, it would be one of those movies that we would still be talking about today. It's got so much stupid, like crazy shit in it. There's also a scene, there's a lovemaking scene in this that there's only a couple of women in this. I think the girls' names are Lily and Mashiko.
Mashiko.
And the song is, I think it's Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd. Like, it's
That's
not
in the movie?
not the actual song, but it's a total rip-off of that song in that scene. It's a cover of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think that was the song. This just has to be seen to be believed, man. This movie gets sidetracked a lot. Like, the plot there's not really a fucking plot. Like, it's something about the stupid golden ninja statue thing. And the end sequence fight scene is pretty cool. But I will say this. Transfer on this Neon Eagle edition is phenomenal. So that evidently this thing was very difficult to track down before this release, especially in a transfer that was of quality, you know. And this one definitely is. It looks amazing. So they did a crazy killer job in this. There's a couple of spots where I think there was some print damage, and it mentions it in the beginning of the movie that, hey, you know, this is the most pristine this movie will ever look. However, there were some damages, but it's very minimal. I think they didn't even need to put that on there. I mean, there's a couple of very short spots there where you could tell the elements were damaged a little bit, but come on, man. So Jesse and the crew, man, they're doing Jesse! They're doing a killer job with this Ninja Terminator release, and we're going to be reviewing a little bit of a preview for you guys. We'll be doing an all Italiano episode, I think, next, including the Houses of Doom collection that they recently brought out. And I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, man, Ninja Terminator showcased that artwork again for you. And there is actual reverse artwork on this too, which I actually kind of prefer the reverse artwork. I think that's like the original VHS art, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a little bit more colorful, and you get a look at the camo ninja on this.
Just remember, though, that he was ninja.
When
Ninja wasn't cool.
And the evil ninjas are red in this too.
Oh, God. Goddamn wasp ninjas.
There are a decent amount of extra features on this as well, including a couple of different audio commentaries. Kenneth Bronson and Phil Gallan of the podcast on Fire Network. There's an audio commentary with those. Asian film experts are doing audio commentary. This Arnav Vernemia and Mike Leader. Ninja Master, an interview with the director Godfrey Ho. Golden Ninja dubs an interview with Godfrey Ho and dubber Simon Broad. Ninja Mania, How Ninjas Invaded the West. It's an interview with Chris Pagliali, the co-author of These Fists Break Bricks. And he kind of talks about, I watched a little bit of that, kind of talks about his fascination with ninja films and their popularity in the 80s, which was an insane time. There was tons and tons of these ninja movies, but my opinion, man, Ninja Terminator, if you guys are fans of movies like Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3 The Domination, Enter the Ninja, Pray for Death, Nine Deaths of the Ninja, what's some more? I mean, this is, yeah, you want to get
Ninja
this.
Holocaust.
Yeah. Ninja versus zombies, whatever.
Ninja versus Ash versus Freddy versus Jason.
This one's a must own in the collection, though. Must own. High recommendation. Great addition on this. Great transfer and everything. Look forward to more stuff from Jesse
Damien.
and Jason. This Neon Eagle Video and Cauldron Films. Check it out now.
You bitch, check it out. So, the last one that I have is a film that I've never seen before. Up until now, I don't know how I missed this movie, especially
I don't
after
know
I
either. Yeah, it was a
watched
pretty
it.
big hit, I think.
So, this is the special limited edition from ViaVision of
Ooh.
As Above, So Below. And when you look at it, it's like a lenticular cover. I don't know how well that'll pick up on here or not, but like, it's really cool.
Yeah, I love
And
those editions like that
yeah.
from ViaVision.
so it comes with, it's like a little box that comes with the actual movie itself, which is a Blu-ray disc, region B, if you will.
A lot of the times it's like all region, though. It'll work in any freaking player.
That's true.
I don't know if this one does, but most of the time it does.
It doesn't because I tried it. I got
okay.
lazy and tried it. But
I gotcha.
Yeah. It also comes with these special art cards. Oh, look at these.
They're very
Look at this shit. You got a whole pack of art
glossy,
cards.
looks like.
It is. They're glossy, yeah. And I'll show you the back of them here in a second too, which is pretty cool. It's got the basic insignia from the film on the back of each one of them. Isn't that neat? Look at that.
As above, so below.
And you've got special features that I was talking to Mark about this that have never been released on anything else so far. Because there's another version of this movie out, but it's very, very like bare bones.
Yeah, I think of the U.S. release is like a bare bones Blu-ray.
This movie, if you're hearing my voice right now, just before I even start to review this, buy this. If you've never seen it, buy it. If you have seen it, buy this. Because every so often I'll see a movie like this that I haven't seen that's like so good that I'm like, how in the fuck did I not see this ever? And this is one of those times. It centers on an archaeologist who is the daughter. I'm not sure she's an archaeologist or not, but she's definitely like a academic that goes in search for this thing that her father was in search for, which is called the Philosopher's Stone, which is supposed to have powers to do like grant eternal life, raise like, cure certain things. It's supposed to turn like metal into gold, like all kinds of different things. So she's trying to find this, and she stumbles upon this thing called the Rose Key in Iran at the beginning of the movie. But when she stumbles upon it, which is like a piece of this puzzle to where this stone is, she starts seeing these visions very similar to like the visions that were in like Event Horizon and things like that, like visions that appear to be like hell, something out of hell. So it freaks her out, but she kind of forgets about it. She goes on to determine that like she needs to go to Paris and go to the catacombs of Paris to figure out where the rest of these clues are that will get her to find this stone. So she enlists like a group of people, one of them being like an ex-boyfriend of hers and the other being like just a couple from France that happen to be good with the cave system. They go down below. When they get there, they pretty quickly realize as they go down that something is wrong, and it is essentially they stumbled upon Dante's Inferno, the layers of hell, the levels of hell. So they keep going down, and each time they go down, something weirder happens, and they see visions of things from their past. They see visions of like past misdeeds that they've done.
Visions of sugar plums dancing their
Yeah.
head.
And they come upon an inscription that reads "As above, so below," which basically she interprets to mean as you think the world is, so it will be. So if you think that, certain things around you are bad, it will be bad. If you think that certain things are good, it'll be good. So it's one of those movies where you end up finding out the real powers within me, brother, like the Wizard of Oz or some shit, But the real cool part about this movie is going down each level and seeing all the different set pieces and seeing like what each person kind of like goes through and just the way it's set up. Oh, it's handheld camera style too, by the way. That's probably the other notable thing about it. It's like one of those styles, like not necessarily shaky cam, but because it does interloop between like shaky cam and actual like camera footage. So it's not as bad as like Cloverfield or something like that. But it really works in this movie because everything is so frantic and you're following this group around as they're like desperately trying to get out of this cave system, but like they go down to certain parts of the cave and it's like the entrance disappears. They can't get back out. They got to like figure out clues, and it's based upon, from what I can gather, like a real a 14th century poem that was detailing what hell would be like, and that's essentially like the basis of the movie. That and Dante's Inferno.
The director of this, though, because I remember when this came out, John Eric Doodle is his name. And he had experience with the shot on video stuff, and that was kind of his thing for many years because the Poughkeepsie tapes was his. That was his movie.
That makes sense.
And he would also do Quarantine as well, which was a pretty big hit when that one came out with Jennifer. What was her name?
Oh,
So
Carpenter.
Jennifer Carpenter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also did Devil, the M. Night Shyamalan produced movie. So he was kind of on a roll at this point. And this movie is among his very highest rated on IMDb. I think this one and Devil is like neck and neck.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is kind of, I don't know if it's an overlooked one, but it's one that not a lot of people really talk about. It's very well done. And this kind of ended his run on the shot, the handheld footage movies. I think he quit after that. So
I'm not sure why either though, because as I like was looking at it earlier, I mean, it didn't bomb on a budget of like 10 million. It made like 42 million. So I mean, it didn't set the world on fire or anything, but it did do okay for that budget.
mhm. He did do the movie, which I haven't seen it. I think that it was, I think he came out with this one like a year later, the No Escape movie with Owen Wilson, where they're, isn't it like a war, like they're in the middle of like a war zone or something like that. Like I was looking at, I think it's the same movie. But
Hmm.
that, I don't know if there was like shot on video elements in that or not. But as far as the horror stuff goes, it definitely ended with As Above, So Below. But yeah, very successful movie, and it's a pretty solid movie. Like I thought we had reviewed that back in the day, but maybe not.
We may have, but I didn't watch it because I don't remember a damn thing about this movie. Like, unless I was like drunk off my ass or something, which is
Could have been.
possible. But yeah, but I can tell you right now, this movie doesn't have great reviews. Like online, it doesn't. It doesn't have a lot of great reviews. But to me, it's one of the better little known found footage films. Like, or not found footage, but like handheld films like this. Like, there's a lot of shaky cam films that are goddamn awful, but this is really good, man. Um, I can't. It's got a great soundtrack too, a great title song, great acting, really good setup, and like the execution of the script with the way that it's supposed to mirror hell in this catacomb is really, really great. I just really dug the movie. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, and Via Vision, man, like people in the, will somebody make a 4K of this? Maybe. They're making 4Ks of 28 days later. But
Yeah,
movies like this, man, there's like Blu-ray is pretty much the pinnacle on these shot on video movies, in my opinion.
and that's the thing. It looks great. In this format, like it looks amazing too.
Just a
I
really
can't.
classy, like, box as well, and packaging and
Yeah, it's the
everything.
the packaging is the best part.
All
Really.
their stuff really goes together, too, so very cool.
Let me tell you about the special features, though. So there's an audio commentary by critic Alexandra Heller Nichols. It's a
Yeah.
Hell and Back video essay, Beyond the Catacombs, which is an interview with the main actor Ben Feldman. Shooting Underground, interview with director of photography. Inside As Above, So Below, which is an archival featurette that they did when the movie was made. So, yeah, there's
Very
a
cool.
lot of stuff here too, and highly recommend you pick this up. So this is the Blu-ray that comes with this limited edition, which is packaged
It's
in
a
this awesome
lenticular.
lenticular box set, limited to 2,000, which is printed on the back here.
And
So
your number, what number did you get?
my number is 927, Bulls.
All right. So, yeah, Via Vision, they always do a fantastic job on all their stuff, man, over in Australia.
Oh,
Those tariffs and stuff, I hope that they will continuously consider us maybe to do some more reviews, but who knows?
yeah, I'm just really
Everything
glad
costs
that I
extra
got.
money nowadays.
I'm glad that I got to see this. I'm glad that I've got this edition, because this is a great little movie that's just was just completely slipped by me.
Ooh, it's going to be killer. All right, guys, but we appreciate everybody tuning in. This was episode 11 of Dead Pit is Watching. If you've seen any of the movies listed, comment below. Let us know what you thought of the movies. And as always, we have them all separated with timestamps because we are high-tech rednecks. Mayberry meets Star Trek. And stay tuned because soon, very soon, episode 12 is coming, and it is an Italian horror special edition show. So it's going to be gigantic. I'm looking forward to it. It's a Tour of Italy special on Dead Pit. All right, guys. But yeah, everybody have a good evening, good weekend and everything. And we appreciate you guys checking us out. Stay tuned to the website. And remember that Dead Pit
Is watching.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. And help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.